So it's funny, all right? Sometimes mentors or just little pieces of advice that stay with you
Yeah.
are critical. I will tell you, and I've told a bunch of people this. The very first piece of advice I got was the first job I was interviewing for. It was a little golf course in the suburbs of Chicago. My
Huh.
boss, Dan Makita, hockey Chicago Blackhawk Hall of Famer. He was, had turned to a golf pro, and so I'm in interviewing him. I'm 14 years old,
Oh my
starstruck,
God.
and you're
Yeah.
and it's the first job, and somebody walks in, pops their head in, and says, "Hey, Stosh, I'm sorry to interrupt, but somebody just got really sick in the bathroom, and and we're not sure what to do." And so Stan says to me, "Greg, I'm gonna have to put this interview on hold. Let me give you your first piece of advice in the business world. Never ask anybody to do anything that you're not willing to do yourself."
Oh, wow.
And
Yeah.
so then with that, he's like, "If you want to come help me, you got a job, but it's also a great experience." And so I did. I went in and helped him kind of get everything cleaned up. Worked
Yeah.
there for 4 years, but
Wow.
absolutely loved it, right? And so never ask, and again, something I try to do, never ask anybody to do something I'm not willing to do. Working holidays, that's a simple one. If you've got an entire staff that you've got, who are have to work on Christmas Day, well, if we're in site, back in the days where we're in a site, I'd go in and have, bring food, have food with them, do whatever.
Yeah.
And I have cleaned up crazy stuff that people now work.
Yes.
It's
That's
just,
right.
it's not hard. It's leading by example. But that was one great piece of advice that I got. Yeah, Brian was a great mentor. And then the guy who brought me into Ticketmaster is one of my oldest friends and mentors as well. And back in those days, Ticketmaster was in the kind of old school management ways where you'd call people in, you'd yell at them, and have these very loud conversations and stuff. And if you had to fire somebody, it'd be all adversarial. And so, as I was moving up, uh, my boss who got promoted that I mentioned, um, he was he would mentor me in how to do things like sweating people. Right, we'd have people who would um,
Yeah.
like steal credit card information or whatever at the time, and we'd be like,
Yeah.
doing a little investigation and good cop, bad cop type of thing, which was
Yeah.
a ton of fun. But then, um, I'd watch him as he would, and this is what I've carried on through my career as well. First demonstrate and then watch. So I'd watch him do a disciplinary action or a termination, and then he'd watch me, and we had very, very different, ways to do it. But
Really
oh yeah,
interesting.
and
Yeah.
because with me, I will make sure there will be no question in what the expectation is that I have of you, and what the goals are going to be, and what the next step is going to be if you can't reach it, right? Everything with SMART goals and stuff. This is what I expect out of you,
Oh,
or this is what I'm going to do to
love
help
that.
you get there. There are some things that you can't change overnight, like you can't change CSAT scores or quality scores necessarily over.
Right.
You need to see those moving. But if we agree that this is the path, these are the things that I need you to do on each and every call, and you're not doing that, that's not a let's wait 2 weeks. That's a you and I are coming in and having a conversation in 3 days because you're not doing it. And, and then as Scott would tell people, he's like, "Greg's the first person I've met who can fire somebody and have them thank him and give him a hug, you know, after the incident."